all about text. Now, you may think, okay, I just want basic text, but really, it's actually knowing the capabilities that might interest you. So let's get into this. We'll talk about strike through, subscript, superscript, symbols, adding symbols, changing color of text, size, whatever we want to do with our text, and let's just jump right into it. So the next page has a paragraph that is pretty much just gibberish. This is my paragraph. It's more than 5 sentences, blah, 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 blah. There's nothing meaningful about this paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and just select it. And you notice my properties option pops up. If I unselect it, there's nothing here in my properties section. So I'm going to click on it. I can say I want to change the size of my text to be 20. Okay, is that big enough? I can actually select my text box on the bottom right corner, resize my text to whatever I need it to be. Okay, and then I can say I want to bold, italicize, underline my text, center it or align it to the right, and then I can do a color change. I can say here's a green text. I can make it transparent so it's kind of see-through, all the way to making it pretty much invisible. I'm going to change it back to maybe to this blue and then align it to the left. So this is my paragraph. It's more than 5 sentences, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to bold, italicize, or underline. In this case, I forgot my tab to indent. Okay. Now it looks weird. It's taking up only half of my page, and really I want the lines to extend all the way to the right of the page. So if I select on it as if you notice the texting box comes in, I can extend my page to as far as I need it to go. If I unselect the box and just do a single click or a single tap, you notice I don't have these white circles. I actually have to double click into the box as if I'm going to change the text to be able to click and drag this box out to the right. And you notice since I made the box wider, I can have more words per line. Okay, so that's one thing about this text box. I can also resize my text with this circle on the bottom right corner and then rotate it with the green circle at the top. All right, aside from that, let's go ahead and double click inside my paragraph. One thing I want to show you is I do have a spelling mistake on here. Instead of just changing it, unless your students won't know what you changed, I can actually do a strike through. So I'm going to go to drop down and say strike through. If I unclick it, you'll notice that my line has a strike through it. I'm going to go ahead and type the correct word, but you notice the strike through goes to the corrected word as well. If I select on the corrected word, back to this more text options. I'm sorry I forgot to mention this. There's a icon called more text options with an A, 2 lines, arrow going down. I'm going to select on that more text options and I'm going to get more text options. I'm going to unselect the strike through so that my new corrected word the doesn't have a line through it. And that's the way that I do my strike throughs. Let's see what other options we have in here. So more text options, subscript, superscript. I can insert a symbol, whether it's a math symbol or just a generic symbol. This one is spell checking, so any kind of wrong word, it's going to put a squiggly underneath my line, underneath my word. So if I click on the spell check and turn it off and turn it on. In this case, while my text is active, I turned it on so I can see my squiggly line every time I have a word that's spelled incorrectly. I can turn it off if I don't want to see it. Okay, so that pretty much is my text option. Let's go to my next page and we will make a agenda. So in this case, I'm going to click on the A, type agenda, enter. And normally what I would do here is I would click first thing I would do is show different text options. 2, enter, whatever. But it takes too long to keep putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Okay, so say we're going to do grocery list. Okay, and the first thing I want my grocery list, let's actually make the next portion smaller. I can say more text options, and I want to add a number. 1, milk. 2, eggs. 3, spaghetti. Okay. I don't know, so on and so forth. I need pick up various fruits. Okay, so now I have my grocery list. I have an option to indent just numbers 1 through 4. So I highlighted what I want to indent. Let's see if it'll do what I need it to do. There you go. I can indent. If I don't select anything, so you saw me highlight numbers 1 through 4. If I don't select anything and I just click on the entire box as a whole, and I go to more options and then I say indent to the right, you'll just see the entire list start moving to the right. I can bring the indent back. If I want to change my numbers to just dots, I can do that as well. Dots. Oh, in this case, arrows. Or I can change it back to the dots. There's one option, weird option in here, and it is to make your list sideways. Now, some of you are asking, okay, there's an easier, different way of doing that. So here's my list that's sideways. I'm going to undo it so it doesn't go sideways. Another way you can turn it sideways is if you select on it and you see that green circle at the top, like every other object that you can do this with, you can rotate your list. And in this case, I just made my list sideways, or I can rotate it back. Okay, so different ways to rotate your list. The other ones is the sub and superscript. Now, if you are doing math and we want to do sub and superscript, say for instance, 5 squared, instead of putting the caret in between the 5 and 2, I can say 5 and then click on the superscript option to say 5 squared. And let's make this larger. Okay, so there's 5 with a superscript 2. I can change my 2 into a subscript by clicking on subscript. I can also, let's undo that and go back to superscript. Bam! I can also insert different symbols. So if I clicked on my text box, just click on my more text options, and then this square root symbol is actually the icon for inserting a generic symbol. So we have different math symbols, division, insert, space, sum. Oh, let's go. Insert, and we cannot see what we're inserting. Okay, so I'm just going to throw some random symbols into my text box. Oh, I keep forgetting to click insert. Alpha. Insert. Whatever symbol that I'm looking for, you just have to click insert, and there's your different symbols. Now, if you're doing a lot of math equations, look for my other video on how to insert math equations, like how you can just write it and then it converts it into text. That is going to save you so much time. So go ahead, look for that video if you do a lot of math equations, whether simple or complicated, simple basic fractions or crazy equations. Look for that. It's going to save you so much time when creating equations. All right, so that's basically your text box in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed that. Leave some comments if you want to find anything else. Aside from that, enjoy your text.